Ahead on primetime, a second set of PCR tests returned back positive for a pair of GMH doctors, confirming they do have COVID-19. Plus, a proposal to pay for COVID testing for departing tourists has been put on hold for now. And marking his first 100 days in office, the president delivered his first formal address to Congress Wednesday night.
Hafidin, good evening. I'm Tyler Matsinani. We first brought you the news yesterday, and today it has been officially confirmed. 2 Guam Memorial Hospital doctors who are fully vaccinated for COVID-19 are infected with the virus. As GMH Administrator Lillian Posadas verifies that the PCR tests returned back positive. The doctors arrived on island on April 17th after traveling to India, a COVID-19 hotspot. Last week upon arrival, they had a negative PCR test and were cleared to go back to work. However, over the weekend, they started experiencing COVID symptoms and were immediately placed into isolation. Posadas says the hospital's infection Control Division is performing contact tracing and monitoring the doctor's symptoms. She says there have been no other in-house staff or patients experiencing symptoms or any reports of further positive cases. As for the doctors, she says their symptoms remain mild. The vaccine is not COVID-19 bulletproof, and according to the CDC, some people who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 will still get sick because no vaccine is 100% effective. Posada shares this message with the community.
Dr. Fauci continues to, urge the community, the people, the public to please continue wearing your mask.
Posadas did not have information on any potential community exposure since contact tracing effort is under public health. She adds that public health is the source to ask if whether or not the India variant is now on island. KUAM is awaiting an update from public health. With vaccination numbers continuing to rise, our KUAM's Isaiah Uggan went out to the COVID-19 vaccination clinic at the EOG Cabo Fieldhouse to speak with island residents on their vaccination journey. Here's more.
In collaboration with Public Health and the Office of the Governor, the Guam National Guard conducts a weekly COVID-19 vaccination clinic at the EOG Cabo Fieldhouse to help our island reach herd immunity. Today, some island residents shared why they chose to get vaccinated. Dylan Gutierrez, who is a resident of Agana Heights, received his second dose of the Pfizer vaccine.
I just believe that it'll be the best for the community if I'm safe as well as other people.
He says he feels relieved now that he's fully vaccinated and shared why island residents should get the COVID-19 vaccine.
I think it'll be the best for the community if everyone gets vaccinated, just so we could get everything back to normal on Guam, get small businesses functioning again, and get our island functioning again.
Dededo resident Yolanda Clements says her 79-year-old mom, Sakura Soluya, received the second dose of the Pfizer vaccine, and she feels great because she can spend time with other family members.
Better. It's better.
Clements encourages Guamanians to receive the COVID shot.
It's better you do it right away. That's for our protection.
Meanwhile, Joint Task Force 671 Public Affairs Specialist Janine Guzman says that operations have been proceeding smoothly. However, the traffic has been slow.
Really, the only change is the low turnout, right? We still want to encourage people to come and get their vaccine, whether that be the Pfizer, Moderna, and now the J&J. But for the past few days, we have been seeing low numbers compared to the weeks prior.
She says the amount of people getting their COVID shot at the clinic has slightly decreased.
On average, the weeks prior, we were taking about 2,000 people just here at the UG Vaccination Clinic. The past 2 days, we've been seeing low numbers up to 1,000, right? And those are numbers that are alarming, but we're still in hopes that people will come out.
Despite the low turnout, she believes that our island will reach herd immunity by Liberation Day.
I believe so. We are very optimistic. We are doing outreach programs as well down at the south, continuing to do vaccinations in Arahan, and also the drive-through swabbing. Those are things that we are continuously doing. So I'm very optimistic, the whole team is here too, that we could definitely reach that path.
Appointments are still available for free COVID-19 vaccinations at the UOG Cabo Fieldhouse tomorrow through Saturday, May 1st from 11 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. You can book an appointment online. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi, Isaiah Uggan.
Another decision in order by the court sides with incoming travelers who are challenging the government's quarantine requirement.
Superior Court of Guam Judge Elise Ariarte has shot down DPHSS's motion to reconsider her decision to award attorney's fees to several individuals who were forced into government quarantine last year. As a result, the judge awarded attorney's fees to several individuals while holding off a decision on others. In a recent decision, Judge Ariarte also criticized DPHSS for failing to inform these individuals of their legal rights before being forced into government quarantine. Not only did public health not inform them of their rights, but also did not provide them with legal counsel, despite being ordered by the court to do so. The order stated, quote, "Here, DPHSS demonstrated a pattern disregarding its obligations to provide counsel and then disobeying and obstructing the court's orders, which afforded that same right," end quote. Judge Ariarte also noted the fact that even 14 months into the pandemic, DPHSS has not made any effort to develop a public health emergency plan that would implement a mechanism for the appointment of counsel at the government's expense. The judge denied attorneys' fees for several other cases and deferred issuing a ruling on others pending an evidentiary hearing. As for how much DPHSS will have to pay up to parties that were awarded attorney's fees, that will be determined after the other cases are resolved and statements for fees are submitted. As we reported, the issue over the government's mandatory quarantine policy eventually led to the governor filing for a request for the Supreme Court of Guam to issue a declaratory judgment on the extent of her enforcement powers and whether the judicial and legislative branch actually have a say in the matter. Oral arguments have been scheduled for May 7th.
The Guam Police Department has launched an expired persons investigation in Hagåtña. According to GPD spokesperson Sergeant Paul Tapao, a lifeless man was found in a parked car at Paseo. GPD received the call shortly before 9 a.m. Responding Criminal Investigations Division detectives' assessment noted no signs of foul play. The case is open pending an autopsy to determine the cause and manner of death. Guam Police Department traffic investigators closed down North Henry Kaiser and West San Antonio traffic lanes in Dededo for roughly 2 hours this morning relative to a single auto-off roadway crash. Guam Fire Department medics received the 911 call of the accident with serious injuries around 8:01 a.m. The crash occurred along Santa Monica Avenue and the Farmers Co-op. GFD units arrived on scene at 8:05 a.m. 5 minutes later, medics transported the single occupant, an adult male driver, to Guam Regional Medical City with CPR in progress. Guam Police Department's Highway Patrol Division has caught up with cases from last year, as spokesperson Sergeant Paul Tapao says releases of the case closures are forthcoming. Meanwhile, the several fatal traffic-related crashes from this year remain under investigation.
I think we're at 5 or 6 fatal crashes. So far, I know we're in that range, and we're only in the month of April. So there was this, we're seeing a somewhat of an uptick in fatal crashes, and some of the crashes that we've seen are really, it's cars that's splitting in half, and it's really indicative to people can relate that to the fact that speed may be a factor in that, and of course impaired driving.
The best way to bring our fatality rates down is by designating a responsible, sober driver. Sergeant Tapao reminds the community to remain vigilant and adhere to traffic laws. The GVB proposal to pay for COVID testing for departing tourists has been scrapped for now. In a board meeting today, member Ho-eun reviewed the numbers and the additional costs that would be incurred and concluded that it's just not worth it. He, along with others, noted that the Bureau has a very limited budget and visitor arrivals from key source markets such as Japan and Taiwan are not expected to pick up anytime soon. Board member Sunny Ada said while the proposal did have the support of Japanese tour agents, he agreed to withdraw his motion.
And I'm really happy to see that the information that has come forth from this open discussion, and I think we've come at a time that we can close the original intent of the motion, but it has branched out into some positive new avenues.
Those new avenues include shifting the focus toward attracting U.S. citizen expats living in nearby foreign countries to come to Guam for vaccinations. They plan to reach out to local and federal government officials to see if such a plan is feasible. Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Half a day. As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever-changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Matson's lifeline services in the Pacific, and that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Matson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have 2 of Matson's largest and fastest ships serving Guam from the U.S. West Coast and Hawaii. With our new state-of-the-art vessels, we stand ready to support the region's economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of serving you for the last 25 years. And you can count on Matson to be here for the next 25 years and beyond.
Social distancing may be the new norm, but connection will always be our tradition. Through good times and tough times, we remain connected with you. Masks may be the new fashion, but protection will always be our style. You can always count on us to protect the things that matter the most. Sanitizing may be the new routine, but caring will always be our practice. We care about your loved ones and the things you value the most. And as we welcome our new normal, one thing remains certain: we will always be here for you. We're open and ready to serve you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
The thing about freedom is, freedom has no limits. There's no such thing as too many adventures or too many unforgettable moments. There will never be too many stories to write or too many memories to make. But when it comes to a vehicle that will be there for it all, there's only one: Jeep.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. President Biden delivered his first formal address to Congress Wednesday night and Americans watching at home. He touted progress in the fight against the coronavirus and made the case that trillions of dollars in new spending will lead to new jobs and help working families. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand is on Capitol Hill.
President Biden used his first address to a joint session of Congress to deliver his vision of a country emerging from the pandemic.
America is on the move again.
Coronavirus restrictions meant a much smaller audience in the House chamber.
Madam Vice President.
But Vice President Harris and Speaker Pelosi made history as the first 2 women to share the dais with the president. President Biden focused on selling his massive infrastructure proposal, calling it a blue-collar blueprint to build America.
Wall Street didn't build this country. The middle class built the country, and unions built the middle class.
And the president looked to build support for his new $1.8 trillion American Families Plan.
No one should have to choose between a job and a paycheck, or taking care of themselves and their loved ones, or parent or spouse or child.
The president also addressed legislative goals that have stalled in a divided Congress, from immigration to police reform.
Let's get it done next month, by the first anniversary of George Floyd's death.
Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina delivered the Republican response.
America is not a racist country. It's backwards to fight discrimination with different types of discrimination. And it's wrong to try to use our painful past to dishonestly shut down debates in the present.
Republican lawmakers have accused the president of not honoring his pledge to work across the aisle.
We have to prove democracy still works, that our government still works, and we can deliver for our people.
Wednesday, he again called for unity, arguing his administration has delivered real results in the first 100 days. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Department of Rev and Tax and the Department of Administration has processed and will be mailing checks or paying via direct deposit 2,561 tax refunds this week, totaling a little over $7.1 million. These include refunds that were garnished to repay GovGuam debts and are for error-free returns filed on or before February 16th of this year. DRT adds to check the status of your income tax refund, log into your individual account at myguamtax.com and use the lookup status of 1040 refund tool. Another GDOE school was targeted for the second week in a row. KUAM zoomed in with Price Elementary School principal Elias Tysipic.
Who will pay the price? On Thursday morning at 7:45, Price Elementary principal Elias Tysipic got the call from one of his teachers that 2 classrooms had been broken into.
I was with him, and as we entered the classroom, we noticed that the sliding window was shattered. Unfortunately, there was another room that was also broken into, but this was via the safety window on the door.
Tysipic says the damage was minor. In fact, all they took was food.
They did not do any type of graffiti. They did not, make a classroom a mess. It was just, they were looking for something. They found some food and some snacks, and that's about all they did. But unfortunately, again, there was some damage, minor damage to the classrooms.
He suspects that kids may be the crooks in this crime,
as there were some items in there of some high value that were not taken, so it appears that it might have been our youth.
With no cameras on campus, Tysipic hopes to receive security cameras from the American Rescue Plan, and soon. And although the end result may not have been total chaos on campus, he affirms that schools are institutions where students should feel safe, and it's unfortunate that this happened on a face-to-face day.
School is one of those places where it should be sacred. That again, this is a place for learning, and that schools should be left alone, untouched. And there's a reason why we are here. We want to make sure again that our future leaders, this is where we educate them, and we want to make sure that they come to a safe and a safe place.
Students from the 2 classrooms were able to be redirected to other classrooms in order for forensics to gather evidence. If anyone has any information on the Price Elementary or Untalan Middle School break-ins, please contact the Guam Police Department.
Through the Providing Access to Homes or PATH program, the Guam Department of Education and IT&E have distributed about 1,600 Mifi devices since the launch at the beginning of April. GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez.
For those who don't know what the PATH program is, it is our partnership with IT&E to distribute Mifi devices to those students and families who need but do not have internet access at home, or who need to expand the internet access at home.
Funded through the CARES Act, the PATH program provides 50 gigabytes per month of free internet access and is an essential component of continuing distance learning as GDOE begins to phase out the hard copy model of learning. The distribution schedule is available on the GDOE Facebook page. Registration for the program is still ongoing, and families and students interested can contact their school for details. A bill to form a task force to establish a transshipment industry in Guam was moved to the voting file during Tuesday's legislative session. The measure by Vice Speaker Tina Barnes would bring together government and private sector leaders to conduct a feasibility study on Guam's potential as a transshipment and manufacturing hub for American products headed to Asian markets.
To assemble goods here as a source market for raw materials is right in our backyard and that the finished product would not be subject to import taxes into the United States. The reason why this task force is needed is because it was clear that we need a plan, and we need our entire government and private sector on Guam to be on the same page.
Senators also moved Speaker Therese Terlahi's resolution to the voting file. It seeks congressional support for funding to expand the Guam Fishermen's Co-op facility and the related expansion of the local fishing industry. Sports is next, and up later, our Sustainability Matters series continues. Keep it here.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.
We get it. Living to the fullest is tough during COVID-19. You don't need to do it alone, and everyone needs a hand right now. We are here. Feeling overwhelmed? Call 647-8833 and let's talk. Mangagihem is a project of Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center.
You may ask yourself, what is a blue raspberry? Or a pink lemon? Or even a strawberry watermelon? But they taste so good in these Minute Maid slushies from McDonald's. Who cares? It's more than a drink. It's a McDonald's drink.
With Prism Home Wi-Fi, I'm not just getting smart Wi-Fi that adapts and delivers consistent speeds that cater to my lifestyle needs. I'm getting peace of mind with real-time online security that monitors every device on my network. Parental controls with the ability to filter age-appropriate content for my child. And with Home Pass, I have full control over my network and so much more. Experience Wi-Fi and beyond with Prism Home Wi-Fi, powered by Plume Home Pass from GTA.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. On the show tonight, IIAAG Girls High School Soccer from St. John's. The Knights taking on the Royals. That along with some golf news from the Guam Junior Golf League. Check it out. Notre Dame and St. John's had their fair share of shots on goal in the first half of play. Both keepers active early, coming up with some nice saves. Haley Solis deflecting a shot here taken by Olivia Haddock. The Royals almost scored on a breakaway. Kiara Hutchison chasing the pass downfield. She took the right foot shot, looking for the left corner of the goalpost. Diving save by the Knights keeper. Sarah Beneventi tries to get the ball to Annie Jones. Kai Malakuti taking the shot off the free ball. Haley Solis with another save. St. John's scored in the 16th minute. Haddock with some nice footwork to get by the defender. Passes it off to Jones, who lets it rip through the net. The Knights led 1-0 going to halftime. Annie Jones scored her second goal of the match in the 80th minute of play. There was additional time added to the game, which allowed her to make good on the opportunity. St. John's got the win 2-0 over the Notre Dame Royals. "22 junior golfers competed at the first annual Mel Davis Junior Golf Tournament. The tournament was held at the Guam International Country Club in Dedido.
We wanted to, give something back to Coach Mel. He's been with the program for 20 some odd years. He's kind of the life of the Guam Junior Golf League. So it just, putting a name to the tournament, and it's something that we want to continue to do in the future.
Since the closure of Admiral Nimitz Golf Course, it's been difficult for the last 6 years for the Junior Golf League to hold practices, clinics, and tournaments for their young players.
As small as our league is, as small as our junior program is on Guam, every year we send kids to play Division I, II, and III NAIA golf. And so we want to continue that tradition. even in these tough times. And like I said, you know, we're hoping that more kids will give golf a shot as either their first choice sport or their second. You know, maybe they be a basketball, soccer player. Give golf a try.
The event was a junior golf scoreboard ranked tournament, giving players the opportunity to get ranked in the nation.
The JGS system, you know, it's very big. It's an instrumental part in the Guam Junior Golf League, especially if you're aspiring to make it to the collegiate level. This program, the JGS, is big.
To be ranked nationally, junior players must have played in 4 tournaments within the year.
Yeah, it's a really good program that helps the kids get better and get to the next level. It shows that, you know, if someone else can do it, then you can do it as well, and to get better while doing it. It's nice to see that you can rank among those top players.
Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
There's never a bad time to enjoy my newest sauced and loaded curly fries. Try triple cheddar or spicy pepper jack, both topped with slow-smoked bacon. Get both, only at Jack in the Box.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
The closure of Dededo and Harmon Branch really is bittersweet.
I get a little sentimental, and just because I come from an era where, you know, a brick and mortar is a symbol.
COVID-19 has forced us, I think, to make a lot of changes to how we operate.
But I think the upside to that is it's just a brief pause and we'll be back.
Our guiding star has always been the vision of our founder, which is to be the driving force for prosperity in the communities that we serve. But we also know that we need to bring that forward in a way that is relevant for the age that we're living in.
I feel that all these new things coming are a big indicator that we're here for you. We're here for our customers, our familia, and we're here to grow and learn every step of the way with you.
We continue our 5-part series, Sustainability Matters. All week long, we'll be featuring businesses, groups, and families doing their part to live sustainability, encourage sustainable practices, and make Guam a better place to live. Jonah Gincharfris tells us about Guam Green Growth and its makerspace and badge programs.
Sustainability Matters, in partnership with the University of Guam Center for Island Sustainability and Guam Green Growth, presented by Green Energy Solutions, Inc.
Today, we're from the University of Guam Center for Island Sustainability, and we were formed in 2009 to lead and support the transition of our island region toward a sustainable future. And so one of the big projects that we are facilitating right now is called the Guam Green Growth Initiative. And we're doing this in cooperation with the offices of the governor and the lieutenant governor of Guam.
The Guam Green Growth Initiative is the island's most comprehensive public-private partnership ever created to achieve a sustainable future. According to Dr. Austin Shelton, director for the Center for Island Sustainability, there are 3 ways that the community can get involved with the G3 program.
Here at the Chamorro Village, we are opening up the Guam Green Growth Circular Economy Makerspace and Innovation Hub. And so what the circular economy is that it's going to help our island address 2 big sustainability challenges. And that's 1, the overproduction of waste, and number 2, the over-reliance on imports. The second program that I wanted to mention is that we're going to be having the Guam Green Growth Conservation Corps coming out at the start of June. And it's going to be a full-time 5-month project where we are going to be hiring 13 people for a workforce development training for the emerging green economy. And then the third way that the community can get involved is through our Guam Green Growth Commitment Program.
We as an island consume so many foods, goods, and services that come via ships and airplanes. With the makerspace located in the heart of Hagåtña at the Chamorro village, we are able to keep materials in use and regenerate natural systems, creating a circular economy. Guam Green Growth Circular Economy Coordinator, Miracle Magol.
The Circular Economy Makerspace and Innovation Hub are ideal for those who are interested in the circular economy, so makers who are already practicing, local entrepreneurs who are already in business, but also those who are just simply interested. You could be a craftsperson who just wants to figure out if they want to create something new from Guam and start their own little business.
The G3 Commitment Badge program that is modeled after the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals is also a way that community partners can get involved with. Guam Green Growth Project Coordinator Anania Nauta explains.
It's open for businesses, mayor's offices, nonprofit organizations, and even community groups to apply for a badge. And these badges pretty much just recognize the sustainable work that they're doing.
We're proud to be facilitating this through the University of Guam and the Center for Island Sustainability. And the 3 ways that you can get involved again, coming up for you in the next few months and throughout the summer.
It's all about local action for global impact.
Sustainability Matters, in partnership with the University of Guam Center for Island Sustainability and Guam Green Growth, presented by Green Energy Solutions, Inc.
And before we close out our news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy birthday on this April 29 to Christine Janelle G. Kanga, who celebrates birthday sweet 16 this year. God bless you on your special day and hope you have the best day ever. Your family is sending you all of their love and they're very, very proud of you. Mary Andrews, happy birthday to you from Alan, Nathan, Natasha, Mariah, and your grandkids. Enjoy your day, they say, and with emphasis, they say, we love you. And Chelsea Pangilinan, happy birthday, Chelsea. We love you. Say mom, dad, and all of your family. You know what, you guys? Mother's Day is right around the corner, so you want to celebrate Mother's Day with your friends at Cold Stone Creamery, where they have handcrafted premium ice cream cakes made fresh every single day just for mom. So get your order in and make your mom's Mother's Day extra special. Get your orders in today.
On Prime Time, thanks for watching. Have a good night and be safe.